Hello and welcome. Tonight on the show, we're going to be trying Hank's flagship sauce. Now, they went ham on this name. Get a load of this. It's Smokehouse Sauce's original barbecue, the secret to Hank's famous pork barbecue. We're about ready to go ham on this, or maybe chicken nuggets. We're so excited to have you. Thanks for listening. This is Sauce Spoken.
And we're back. We are Sauce Spoken. We're the podcast detailing your favorite sauces, dips, and condiments. My name's Adam, and I'll be your host. And I'm joined here this week by my co-host, Eric.
Oh, now that's the switch of the roles.
That was not switch the roles, but that was another thing I was thinking about. I was hoping I could get Tori with it, but
hey, I'm happy to be here, Adam. It's great to be on the show as always, reviewing sauces. This is what we do. And to my left, we're changing things up like crazy here, is my other co-host, Tori.
Well, there goes my good intro gag.
Ha.
Out the window.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back around again. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Sauce Spoken rewind. Zoop, 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 zoop. Tori.
Oh, hey, yeah, how we doing? My name's Tori. I'm still flabbergasted still. I can't get over that. But at any rate, my name's Tori. And to my left, in the words of another famous Hank, damn it, Eric. Eric.
I don't even know the reference. Don't
Damn it,
get
Eric.
Hank Hill.
Hank Hill.
King of the Hill.
Propane and propane
Yeah,
accessories.
never watched a single episode.
Oh, well.
Sells laser cut steel and laser cut steel accessories.
There
That's
you go.
you.
That's
Nice,
you.
that's me.
Water jet cut steel and 3D printed accessories.
3D printed accessories. Yeah, I would love to get a metal 3D printer. That'd be the shit.
That'd be wild.
Speaking of 3D printed accessories, we have a little actual brief Sauce Spoken rewind.
Sauce Spoken.
Because, as listeners know, we record a little bit in advance. Today was the day that our episode for the Saucy Awards actually came out as we were recording this today. And we sent the manufacturers that won all the categories as well as honorable mention awards to Newman's Own, CJ Foods, and the Olive Tap. We sent them all some little awards. We didn't send any physical awards to the honorable mentions, but we sent physical awards that you 3D printed for us, Eric.
Yay.
They came
I
out
did.
pretty good.
I designed a little medallion for us, a little like the Olympics are going on right now as we are recording, and you know I drew some inspiration from that kind of about that size. I mean for that kind of.
They were
Yes.
gorgeous, yeah.
They were
I loved them.
Yeah, they were really good looking. I sincerely hope they all make it to the destinations intact and okay. I put a little bit of what I thought is extra postage on them. We did have to send one to Jamaica for Pick-a-Peppa, and I put 5 forever stamps on that. And based on my cursory research online, I think that's enough. But we'll have to see if that'll do it or not.
Hopefully, and Pick-a-Peppa was a heavy one.
Yeah, because it had 2 in there.
Yeah, right.
So I was like,
Although they weren't very heavy. Those 3D prints are pretty light.
I did take some quick weights at Tori's house on his food scale, and so I got a general idea of where they needed to be, but I'm basically guessing. So we'll see, we'll see if they make it to there, if we hear anything back, and also how many cease and desist letters we get from companies that we were flying under their radar before now that will be firmly on their radar after this.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, if I was in a mail room, if I was a clerk in some corporate HR, whatever, and I got something like that, I would be tickled pink.
Oh, I would think you would be too. The only one I was mainly concerned about was the Lily's Q one because, well, we all liked that sauce and we thought it was an interesting sauce and we had a lot of nice things to say about it. I do remember maligning, I forget the chef's name, Chef Dave or something like that. I did malign him a little bit in the episode we did because I was talking about a barbecue chef from Illinois, and then we gave him the award that was entitled Toilet Treasure. So I'm wondering if he'll go listen to some and he'll think that we just don't like him, and then he may not be happy about that. So I'm envisioning in my mind a Papa John type figure, you know, someone who's not afraid to spout off a little bit. So. Someone who's maybe a little on the edge.
Ooh, yeah, and he went over the edge, whole Papa John.
Oh, well, that's literally who's in my mind is Papa John. Like, I'm sending this stuff to Papa John. He's going to blow the gasket when he gets this shit.
You just went ahead and made Papa John angry.
I'm hoping they listen to the awards episode, because I think we really did a good job of talking up everybody who was,
we were exceedingly positive. It was probably our most positive episode to date.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
It's only saying nice things to each other and about sauces.
That's right. Now we're ankle deep in season 2. How about that?
What I would like to try, maybe we'll have to get this on at some point. I do want to get, I want to try the Papa John's garlic butter dipping sauce stuff, because that shit is so good.
Oh, yeah.
So we might just have to straight up get a pizza with like 5 of those Papa John's dippers and do it that way.
That would rank high, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
so you start printing the trophies now.
Right?
That might be a perfect 10 right there.
Yeah.
But without further ado, Eric, why don't you go ahead and tell us how your week was?
It's been really good, in the whole CNC lasering steel business that I am in. It's been great. We are ramping up, doing more, which is great.
Been really busy.
No, not like super busy, just taking on more, I don't know, better jobs. We're handling ourselves better. We're growing as a company, I think.
Oh,
you had to miss out on the company boating trip, Eric.
Oh.
I was looking for any excuse to get out of that, which I know my boss is going to hear.
And here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing.
That was a fun time.
Now, hold on.
A lot of fun.
I think that was the day after we recorded for with the episode where your guest Sam was on.
Yes, I think so.
Here's the funny part. As I was editing this podcast, and I forgot to go back and mention this last week, when I edited that podcast, I realized during the recording, Eric said he was going to do his best to get out of going on the boat.
Did I say that?
That was a pre-planned thing. That wasn't like I'm sick today guy. He planned that in advance to get out of that.
No, I felt sick. I really did.
You planned it. You have it on recording. It's on the episode. I listened to it. It's on the air.
Even if I planned it, it doesn't mean that I wasn't feeling like crap. But
all tens of our listeners heard that,
Eric.
Anyways, Tori, you went on the boat.
I did.
Right
and you had a great time.
I had a blast. Yeah, it's cool. I like those peeps that you work with.
You're going to get fired.
I mean, it's easy for me because I'm, the husband. I don't see him. And not to say that they're bad people, but anyone you see, at work.
I like everybody there. My thing is I don't like the smell of the river. I don't like the motion of the boat. So I don't like the trip. I don't like being out in that environment. Like, we held this office party. Like, I always go to the Christmas thing.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
I went last time, but it just wasn't.
How much does the river smell? Like, I go out there on a kayak, and I don't think it smells that bad.
Dude, we were just bicycling beside it, and I was gagging.
No, that's like right next to the sewer treatment areas. Like, you can't judge it by 200 feet of that smells like actual raw sewage. The normal river does not smell like that.
Last year, when we did this riverboat thing, it was not pleasant. But I don't know. Maybe it was a nicer night. Maybe it was. Maybe Tori didn't say anything about it. In fact, they had a grand old time on the top of the boat the whole evening. You guys pretty much tried to stay out there as much as possible.
Right? Yeah, it was a beautiful night. And the food was good, and
Eric wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
All the bonuses, yeah.
Yeah, I got to see some familiar faces. I got to meet some new faces. It was a very pleasant time.
That's great.
Eric is like an opposite genie. You know how you ask a genie gives you 3 wishes, and Eric's like, Eric won't do anything until you've asked him 3 times.
He's a genie in reverse.
He's the opposite genie. He's like, if you ask me 3 times, I'll think about it.
Pretty accurate. Can't deny.
Until I fly off the handle and lose go absolutely bonkers and start screaming at him through text, ready to throttle him. And then he's like, okay, I guess. The only reason that we got the award sent out even remotely close to the date we were supposed to.
True.
Tori, how was your week this week?
Oh, it was a good week. Yeah, I mean, the Saucy Awards, of course, they're fresh on our mind, of course. We're wrapping up everything for that. Today being the day it aired, so probably by the time this airs, if you're on Instagram, scroll on down, use that thumb of yours, and check out those awards that Eric did for us because they're really nice. So yeah, but outside of my week, oh boy, boring. Yeah, still going to the gym about 3-4 nights a week. It's still terrific. Yeah, that's really nice. And we're gonna be moving a sofa later on.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
me, and Big A.
Yeah, this homie. It's a shame he couldn't be here tonight.
He'll be here eventually.
He'll be here eventually. Yeah, I think within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
He's tacitly agreed.
Oh yeah, we'll hog tie his ass, get him up here.
That'd be difficult.
That would be.
It's a lot of hog time.
We need a challenge. Yeah,
I don't know if all 3 of us can lift him.
Not if he's trying to be. He's playing dead, throwing his dead weight into it. I don't think any of us.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, get a couple of
We have to get your
dolls.
wife up here to deadlift his ass. One other thing I did want to quick mention, a little bit of housekeeping. I did finally decide what I'm going to do with the seasons, and I went ahead and added an additional column to the spreadsheet for season 1 versus season 2, etc. So that's what we're going to do, and that'll be on the website as well. You'll be able to see next to every sauce that comes out now, whether that's a season 1 sauce or a season 2 sauce.
And just for clarity, the Saucy Awards marks the end of season 1.
Yes, we're going to do those mid-July. That's going to be our awards season. And that will break up the seasons right in the middle of July. They're a really awkward time, you know.
Nice, right in the middle of the year. Perfect.
Exactly. Just after the Independence Day, so you can't link it to that, you know, a couple weeks after that.
Yeah,
So.
well, that's something to look forward to. I mean, after the 4th of July, you have Labor Day, which was what?
September.
Yeah, 2 months away.
Right.
So I think that's a nice little holiday that everyone can enjoy and look forward to.
Very fair.
And I don't know how it goes by the business weeks, but we're going to be pretty close to halfway through the year, so.
I think we're past halfway through the year.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, currently we're on like week 30 of 20, 26 will be halfway, so 4 weeks from that, 4 weeks prior from today, what I'm saying is the Saucy Awards is right about halfway. Anyways.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I would say that's like the start of July, though, which is farther in the other direction past 4th of July.
Yeah.
I have a little update, something I tried. Not quite a soft-spoken rewind, but maybe an AP salvation. Actually, it's not really a salvation because we already like it, but I found an interesting use for the Duke's Mayo today.
Nice.
Last week we made some pulled pork to try the Blasian, as Tori says, barbacoa on, which was quite good.
I have no clue what I'm saying. They just give me this to read.
It kind of washed out a little bit on the pork, I thought, and the chicken. I think with a stronger one probably would have been a little bit better on that, actually, but it was still pretty good.
Nice.
But
did you use the smoky or on hot?
No. I was saying I brought the original one to us for the game that you attended, Eric, if you remember.
Barely.
Where we had the pulled pork.
It was a long time ago.
Last week.
Yeah.
But that was one little tidbit. But then the other thing I did was I took some of that leftover pulled pork tonight, and in classic E fashion, I'm eating it a week later still, the pulled pork.
Nice.
I appreciate that. That's
Clean
good.
I know it's like bare minimum. You usually let it sit until it's been a week. I've been eating it progressively throughout the week, but it is leftovers in traditional E style. But what I did was I made a sandwich, which is not, I don't quite feel comfortable calling it an original creation because I pulled pretty heavily from some other common sandwiches. But what I did was I took like a hoagie roll and I lined the inside with Duke's mayonnaise.
Nice.
And then what I did was I took some pulled pork and like fried it in a pan and mixed in some Swiss cheese. And then I divided it into like thirds, and the Swiss cheese was kind of holding it together because I kind of, swished it, sauteed it around a little bit.
Sure.
And then I put another layer of Swiss cheese across the top and let that melt on there to hold it together. I took the buns and I put them in another pan with just a little skosh of butter because they were hoagie rolls, So I had a layer of Duke's Mayo. And then I had a layer of the pulled pork with the Swiss cheese. And then I did a layer of sauerkraut. And then a layer of just plain yellow mustard, the most inexpensive kind you can get. A line of pickles. And then the top bun with Duke's Mayo. And I kind of like pressed it and fried it on both sides. So almost kind of like halfway in between a Cuban and a Reuben.
A Cuban and a Reuben, right? That's exactly.
Kind of halfway in between there.
Reuben went to the Caribbean.
It was real fucking good, I gotta say.
Wow.
Duke's Mayo hit the spot. As it always does.
And where I'm missing where you're actually saying where the sauce was in. I guess it was already pre-mixed into the meat that you were cooking in the pan. Because you didn't say
I
that.
said
He
3 fucking
slathered the
times. I
damn
put it on the buns, Eric.
The Duke's Mayo.
Yes.
No, I thought you were talking about the Blasian.
No.
Barbacoa.
That was an aside.
Yeah,
we also tried it.
He's teasing me. Yeah.
The
Man.
pulled pork that I used, I did not put any barbecue sauce on.
I'm trying to figure out how Duke's Mayo works with Blasian barbacoa and how that combination. I'm like, okay, I mean, like, it could work, but then it's like, yeah, you're saying mustard, and I'm like, what the?
There was
hell?
no barbecue sauce. Yeah, that was an
no
aside.
barbacoa. Okay,
there was 2 sauces there. The first one was the barbacoa.
Blasian barbacoa.
The Blasian.
Which was the gag. That was the whole
Blazing barbacoa.
joke. He's jerking me around.
And then I wasn't going to say shit about it. Eric was the one that actually called you out about it.
After like the 10th time, I couldn't take it anymore. My ears were bleeding.
We cut that out of it. Eric waited until the very end of the show, and I think we cut this part out. He waited till the very end of the show, and he said to Tori, Tori, why are you saying Blasian barbacoa? It's Blasian. And Tori said, "Why don't you cut me a break, Eric?" And then he fixed it for the intro. That was when you fixed it. I think you told him, you asked him when we recorded the intros at the end of the show just to make it extra confusing after we're done recording. So Eric corrected him in the intro, which was after the recorded version of the show. So you have him saying it correctly in the intro and then saying it wrong the entire rest of the episode. Which honestly, I didn't think it was that far off. I honestly think they would get what you meant. I wasn't going to correct it. You guys know how much of a pain in the ass for that kind of thing I can be.
Yeah, I have no clue. Oh my!
I wasn't even correcting him. I was clarifying. I said,
You said, "Tori, why are you saying Balazian?"
Yeah, I was like, is Balazian the right way to say it?
Right. I have no clue. I have zero clue.
And honestly, I haven't done the research on it. I don't know.
After
Maybe
an
Balazian is the right way. I don't think it is.
After an hour and 18 minutes of recording, that's when you decide to tell him, "Tori, stop saying Balazian."
Oh.
We got to sort it out eventually for the listeners.
No, we have fun. We have fun around here.
For the most of the listeners don't make it past the intro anyways, so that'll be fine. They'll hear it the right way and be done. Okay, there's the intro, and boop, next.
See you later.
Next podcast. But no, so that's good. Speaking of, I got nothing for this.
Speaking of barbecue sauces.
Speaking of barbecua, as Eric said, as Eric misspoke and was called out on last episode.
Of the Balazian variety or no?
Yeah, yes, Balazian barbecua. We actually have a little bit of Tory barbecue. It's a little treat you brought back to us from Virginia.
Right. That's right, yes.
On your vacation there. Why don't you go ahead and lead us off with what we're looking at there, Tor?
Sure, yeah. Let me get my grips on the bottle here so I can read it. Here we have, this is another... quite the hefty name, quite long. Smokehouse Sauces, Original Barbecue, the secret to Hank's famous pork BBQ sauce. Sauce from Hank's Barbecue, home. Its home is in Massanutten, Virginia, or right outside of Massanutten, Virginia.
It gives an address on there, I think, actually.
Yeah, it's McGaheysville, I guess is how you say it. But it
they
was...
have Massanutten right next to McGaheys.
Yeah.
Wow. They knew their type out there. That's all I gotta say. That's the only comment I'm gonna make on that.
Yeah, this was a same-sex marriage you're out there for.
Oh yeah, but it was a 5-minute drive from the resort, and it was a nice little place. And
was it right next to Futbucken, Futbucken, Virginia? I couldn't help myself. Okay,
no, it's off of a highway. But it was very nice. It was. Yeah, we ended up going on 4th of July, and we had the buffet, which was real good. And I had that sauce on the various barbecued items that you would have. Of course, the pulled pork. They had, hotel pans of brisket.
Hotel pants?
Pans.
You're telling us you're only allowed to have 2 plates for this quote-unquote buffet.
Yeah, it was I don't know. I mean, you know how often I go to Massanutten, Virginia. So I don't know if this was a 4th of July special. Maybe it's an every holiday thing. Maybe every Sunday thing. Hell, I don't know. But yeah, so it was 2 plates only. You could only get 2 plates.
All you can eat on 2 plates.
Right, that's exactly right.
Some guy going up there and grabbing with 2 plates at the same time and just sandwiching as much as he can between the two. So he has this giant,
meat mountain.
3 feet, meat mountain between them.
Like a big accordion.
Yeah, carrying it back to his table.
This is what I call my Massanutten meat mountain. Come on down to Virginia. No, I think that's interesting because I do think it is like a stereotypical barbecue thing. That's the thing about barbecue food is that there's not a single thing, main course or side that you can't put barbecue sauce on. So you really can just load up a plate, 5 inches deep and just pour barbecue sauce over the whole mess and be done with it.
That was basically the show. Yeah, but it was real good.
Yeah, beans, cornbread, biscuits, meat.
You weren't there,
all that
Eric.
goes. I'm just naming barbecue foods, like foods that go normal sides for barbecue.
Coleslaw, potato salad, macaroni salad.
Weird.
No, it's not at all. It's really good with barbecue sauce. I do it every single time. I have that kind of barbecue. I'm putting it on the coleslaw.
Make a spicy coleslaw.
It's good. The contrast between the cool, refreshing coleslaw, a creamy coleslaw provides, and that nice tangy, sweet barbecue sauce is delicious.
No doubt. I like mulled vinegar for the same reason, but it's the same. Yeah. Same outcome.
It's all good.
Nice. Everything else, I definitely would be 100% on pouring barbecue sauce over it.
Load that bitch up.
Yeah. And I'll have to try the whole, coleslaw method. Maybe next time I don't know when the next time we're going to have coleslaw.
Just put a little drizzle on top. You don't got to load it down. Just put a little just a dabble, do you?
I feel like this is like your Adam recipe from the gravy and the Heinz 57s throwback here, you know?
Oh, yeah, with the sausage gravy.
Which I still haven't tried.
Oh, yeah.
Have you, Tori?
Wait, that was the Heinz 57 we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did say Heinz, didn't I? Heinz
I thought you said
57.
Gravy Master. Did he say Heinz 57?
I said gravy.
Oh, who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? The listeners will know. We can't remember 2 seconds in the past. But no, we had a little bit of a mishap trying to find the website for this because we were trying to locate it, and the side of the bottle says Hank's Grill and Bar, which I think is strange. Normally it's Bar and Grill. It didn't matter anyways because that website is defunct. You actually have to go to Hank's Grill and Catering to find the restaurant, and they don't seem to list this sauce on there. And it wasn't quite clear to me if the brand was by that smoked sausage or whatever the thing is on the top.
Smokehouse sauces.
Smokehouse sauces. It wasn't clear to me if they're the actual manufacturer. I don't know. I didn't find anything by that on Google either. So
Yeah, it was a nice little place. I mean, it was clean. The artwork was it was still like farmy, but it was contemporary and stuff. They had to take on American Gothic hanging up on the wall. Some sort of hipster take. If I dare say so. But it was a nice place. Waitress was real nice.
I've never seen anyone do American Gothic with like a Morticia Addams type broad up there, which would be kind of funny if you did like, American Gothic. Yeah,
okay,
that'd be kind of funny, But without further ado, Eric, do you want to give us, since you're holding the bottle there, you want to give us a little visual description of what we're looking at on the outside of the bottle?
Yeah, because we were talking about the website and who actually makes this, so I kind of got a little curious. I started trying to investigate here on the label.
You've been curious for a while.
It says produced by Hanks.
Produced.
So I'm thinking,
mass of nothing.
I'm thinking they're actually making it there, and I noticed that there's something kind of weird with their labeling. Like the nutrition
yes,
facts.
It looks like it was a poor copy. Yeah,
it is like a poor copy,
Photoshop. Yeah,
photoshopped in and
it's like
shrunk.
blurry. Yeah, it's
and blurry. Yeah,
I noticed that too. I was going to bring that up.
So it makes me think this is really like a small town kind of.
It looks like someone did it in MS Paint, is what it looks like.
It really does. It's strange, very strange.
Hank, how I do the scaling on the computing box.
So, anyways, the rest of this, it's a glass bottle.
It's actually Hank Williams. That's who actually made the sauce.
Hank Williams.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know who that is.
Not a clue.
Never
Sadly.
mind.
So yeah, it's a glass bottle. It's kind of like a real slim milk jug kind of. I don't know how to
cheap
describe it.
glass bottle, if you ask me. I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm just saying that it's like the one you buy if you're on like glassbottlebudget.com or something,
Right. True. But it has a nice double. I kind of like the double ring on the top, although it feels like there's supposed to be a label up there and there's nothing. It's just there was a heat. It was heat shrunk over the top of the bottle. It has a plastic.
You're panicking, Eric.
Top
Calm
to
down.
it.
Slow down.
It's over the top guy.
Oh God! What is the words?
Yeah. It has a. It was.
This podcast is live. It can't be edited.
It was shrunk right above the top, and maybe that's what the double glass rims were to help hold that on. But
Tori's rolling his eyes. He knows where I'm going.
Yep, I knew it.
I don't know where he's going.
Ribbed for her pleasure.
Yeah. Okay.
Eric doesn't know what that means still.
I do get it. Anyways.
You know what that reminds me of?
Go ahead, Adam.
I can say this.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I can say it because she was on the podcast, and I didn't explain this to her, but yesterday my girlfriend and I were watching Jeopardy, and the category was things that end in men. So all the clues ended in men. And they showed the part of a flower, the part of the flower that comes out the middle and it has a little thing on it there. And
Stamen or whatever. Something, right?
Yeah, stamen is what it's called. And she blurts out, because she doesn't like to wait for them to finish, because if she waits for them to finish the clue, then I'll answer it. So she has to try to jump in before that. So she says, hymen! And I was like, it's not a hymen. I said, it's a stamen. And she says, oh, really? What's a hymen? And I'm like, I'm not going to go into this fucking discussion right now.
You got the Google machine.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Anyways.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was a fun little tidbit for me.
All right.
Hope there's no kids listening to this episode. I don't want to be a role model.
No role models.
Not on this show. All right. So the label itself, though, is a kind of neat. It has again some Photoshop skills going on here. It looks like a picture of a rancher blurred out, all in like sepia tones and real like orangey, like not like the normal like brown.
He's panicking again.
Sepia or whatever.
Help me out, guys!
I think it's sepia. Sepia.
I think either's fine.
Sepia.
It's kind of like Belizean or Belizean.
I knew it. You knew it. You knew it was coming.
But it's got red text on it. Has banners top and bottom.
It's got the wrong website on the side.
It's got what?
The wrong website on the side.
Well, maybe their website's just down for maintenance or something. Who knows?
I don't think so.
Don't pull this shit.
I don't think so.
No.
It said like unable to load. It was like it didn't give you like an error, like a redirect or anything like that. It was just gone.
Just gone. Period.
I straight up think they just typed it in wrong. I think they literally did.
And it made the packaging.
And then the last bit of the packaging we got here is it talks about some uses here. It says toss with
you know
pulled
what I
pork
should
and
do?
chicken.
I should go on and buy the domain to that actual website
You jerk.
and use it to redirect people to our show to that
would be
episode.
pretty funny.
To that I might do that. I'm going to see if it's for sale. Don't let me forget. And then if they ask, I'll sell it back to them at a highly inflated price, like a gentleman would do, like a good capitalist. Got to finance the podcast somehow.
That'd be clever. That'd be good. That'd be a good thing.
I'm going to do it. I'm telling you right now. Domains are $10 a year, bro.
It's a great dipping sauce for meats, veggies, brush on grilled shrimp, salmon, or any seafood. So yeah, it says it's got a wide usage of foods that can go on. It also has an interesting little stamp on it. It says, if it ain't wood, it ain't right. Pit to plate barbecue.
Which I saw that, and my thing was thinking like, they kind of missed the obvious. If it ain't wood, it ain't good.
Yeah, from even Seinfeld knew about that.
Is that on there?
It's the wood that makes it good, Jerry.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seemed like an obvious one to me. Maybe there's some kind of copyright infringement they didn't want to risk there, but yeah, I'll give them a solid D- for label design. The bottle's nice. The glass bottle's nice. It was tastefully heat shrink.
Tastefully.
Heat shrunk? I don't know
Respectfully.
Heat shrunk, yeah, past tense.
the rest of it, yeah, they're going to get a D- from me. This looks like something that I could have pulled off in like grade school, back when you had probably for the younger listeners don't remember this, but the old Macs with the colored backs on them, the curvy ones, the ones that look like a triangle.
Oh, of course,
you know what I'm talking
yeah.
about? Yeah, the iMacs or whatever. Yeah, go look that up, kiddies, if anyone's listening to this show who's under, I don't know, what are you supposed to age at 26 maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, 2026, somewhere around there.
I think that's probably around the time. But yeah, they used to have these Macs, back before Macs were the cool hipster bullshit because iPods weren't invented yet. They used to sell them to school libraries, and they had these colorful computers. And the lame school libraries would get all the same color, and the cool ones would get all the mixed color ones. I went to a lame school, but
What color did you have?
blue, boring blue.
I had a blue one, actually. I got
Of course,
free from somebody. They were
Of
throwing
course
it
you
away.
did. You started early.
Oh yeah. For years I've been collecting crap,
Collecting.
Tori, why don't you go ahead and give us a little visual description of the internals there of the bottle that we're looking at.
Internals, okay. Sure.
The juice that makes you loose, if you would.
Ooh, yeah, the wood that makes it good, the juice that gets you loose. I like it. Boy, it looks like, believe it or not, a barbecue sauce. It's red. It's sort of orangey, burnt or orangey, reddish. As it spreads out and falls against the side of the glass, you see little flecks of things.
Yep.
All types of different shapes and sizes. Some like little dots, some longer pieces. Just a little mix of everything. It's thin as hell.
Yep.
And
It is a loose sauce.
Yeah, it is definitely loose. You can certainly smell that. I'm sure that's a function of it being a vinegar base. But yeah, I mean, hell, if you were to close your eyes and in your mind's eye envision a barbecue sauce and think thin, I think this is it. Yeah, you nailed it. It has a little bit of this. I believe we call it shingling.
You call it that, yes.
On the neck of the bottle. I'm really pushing for this. But yeah, so as the contents of that bottle slide down the neck, after gravity takes its toll, you start to see some remnants and some remains that cling to the inside of the glass, similar to a ketchup bottle would sitting in a diner or something like that. But yeah, so I think that may be a function of the tomato that's in there.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm going off on a limb here.
No, I think you're right. I accidentally saw the first ingredient and I spoiled it for myself, and I think you're correct on that.
Yeah, the clinging specifically. But yeah, there you go. There you have it. Hank's barbecue sauce. Hank's Grill and Bar and Grill. Hank's Catering from right outside of Massanutten, Virginia.
As you were shaking that and discussing the different sizes and shapes. I was thinking, what is this, the snow globe of barbecue sauces?
It very well could be,
That's
man.
how Tori was treating it.
It was.
The
But
impression I actually got off it was, you ever have you're done talking now, Eric.
Cut off.
Did you want to say something, Eric? I'll let you finish.
I was just going to say, but it was accurate.
But
You know, it was accurate as he was going through it. It's
Swing!
different
Jerk.
shapes and
Let
stuff.
him speak.
Because at first I thought it was all just like pepper and like small stuff, but then we managed to give it a good shake and got a whole different large
man.
size of like peel or something in there. There was all kinds of other stuff. in there. So,
Get in tight, man. Get your peepers on there.
you know, like a tomato peel, like edge. Like
you think they're
edging.
putting peels in this shit?
I think it's a byproduct when you cook it down.
Loaded it with peels.
I don't know.
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
Don't look at it yet. Spoil the ingredients, piece of shit.
No, I was looking at the shape. I was
You're
trying
cheating,
to
I
get
can
that
tell.
big clump
You're trying to do
there on
your
the
advantage.
side.
It's not a peel. I can tell you it's not peels. No one's putting intentional peels. Even if they use tomato paste, they're peeling the
They're
fucking
not peeling
tomatoes
the
first.
tomatoes first. All right.
They are. No one puts a peel in intentionally, Eric.
I never heard it called a tomato peel.
Hey, can I have my barbecue sauce with extra pulp, please?
So it makes it
Loaded
good.
with pulp.
See, I wouldn't even think twice about that.
Yeah, it cooks down. It mostly cooks down.
Yeah.
Usually. I mean, I guarantee you.
The pulp?
I guarantee you that.
Tomato skin does not cook down. That's
Ketchup?
why they take it out.
Yeah, no way. I wouldn't believe that.
Oh, boy.
You think? I mean,
Are you
maybe I'm
disagreeing with
wrong.
me? That's literally why they take it out, because the skin doesn't reduce.
I didn't know that. I always thought that the skins just cooked down, and
No.
that's how they like make ketchup and everything. It was
Nope.
all made with whole tomatoes.
Well, ketchup's not made with real tomatoes, let's be honest here. But no, they do use like peeled tomatoes for those. They blanch them in water, which peels the skin right off,
Peels
and
the skin.
then they make sauce out of them and stuff. Yeah,
Huh.
they don't
I
leave
didn't
the
know
skin
that.
on.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, skin does not reduce. So you can puree it, but you'll get bigger chunks than you're seeing in that. The one thing I wanted to mention is, you ever see a window in like an old house or something like that, and it's like, it's a window, but it's so covered in like dirt and cobwebs and dust and all this stuff that you can't actually see through it. That's what this sauce reminds me of. Like, I feel like I should be able to see through it, but I can't quite, It's got just a little transparency to it. But with all that being said, without further ado, why don't we get into our initial tasting notes? Eric, you want to lead us off with that?
Sure. I thought it was very barbecue reminiscent. Definitely got hitting all those right barbecue notes. You taste the tomato, a little zing, a little spice. You definitely get sweetness. I was getting what clearly detected like fruit. I was thinking I'd almost bet money. I haven't looked at the ingredients yet, that there's apple cider vinegar in this, heavily used, because I taste a fruitiness to it. Could be maybe over fruit, like smoke. Like, I don't really get a strong smokiness from it. But since it said on the beginning about the
Maybe they
whatever
put
it
like
says
some,
about
apple
wood.
peels and shit in there too.
maybe some apple peels. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of peels. There's
Hey,
apple
what if we
peel in
made
my
a sauce
my
just
apple
out of
chutney.
peels? What if we put all the peels in there, Hank?
Be good. I'm sure it'd be good.
You're thinking of the savings, like, all the leftover peels I can make into a sauce.
Probably could work. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, it was vinegary, tomato. It was sweet. I don't think we need to do a heat rating on this. I did not particularly find it spicy.
It's all vinegar.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, definitely vinegar front. It's I guess what we would call like a Carolina barbecue sauce. But Tori, what was your
Spot on.
tasting thoughts?
Yeah, I thought you nailed it, man. Tomato, vinegar, definitely got some fruitiness, believe it or not. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, this certainly got some fruitiness. I had the opportunity to have this on legit pork barbecue, legit pulled pork.
Unlike these chicken nuggets.
Nothing against the chicken nuggets. Yeah, the chicken nuggets are fabulous. But yeah, so with all that being said, yeah, I really think you nailed it. There's really not too much I can add. No heat. Maybe a little bit peppery is in
fair.
turn black,
Yeah,
black pepper, cracked pepper. But yeah, I mirror image there.
No smoke. You didn't really get any smoke either. No.
Nope, I didn't either. Yeah, I got the first thing I opened it when I smelled it was definitely vinegar. Definitely got heavy vinegar, but the rest of my tasting notes are a little bit biased because kind of like going past that event horizon of a black hole, once I stared at the top ingredient, I couldn't kind of move past that tasting wise. So I'll try not to spoil that for Eric, who's trying to cheat and look. But
I
no,
just did look.
I definitely got like heavily vinegar out of it. Saltiness. Like you said, your black pepper a little bit. I didn't really get a lot of smokiness. I don't know that I got a lot of fruitiness. I would be more inclined to agree with you, Eric, about maybe if there's a fruitiness at all, it's kind of like that apple cider vinegar almost, like aromatic sense rather than an actual flavor or anything. I didn't really get a whole lot of sweetness, and it's firmly in a Carolina-style barbecue sauce, especially with how thin it is. and that ultra vinegar forward flavor. But yeah, as far as that goes, I think it's kind of like your basic Carolina barbecue sauce, and I think you're not going to pull away from... I think it's really good if you have like a really good smokehouse, and they have a meat with a lot of flavor on it, especially a good smoky flavor. This is a nice thin sauce that will kind of like soak the meat. It won't coat it, and it'll just kind of enhance those flavors rather than covering them up. So I think that's a good, I think that's key.
Yeah, I bet, that makes a good point. I think if you had introduced this sauce to, like you said, a really smoke-charred meat, I bet that would be a really good contrast and add flavoring back towards the sauce. So
I think it would do a good job of amplifying the existing flavors more so than like, a Kansas City style or Memphis or something like that, where it's kind of like thick and, coats it in sugary,
Right.
And kind of covers that up a little bit. So I think it would be perfect for that. But before you cheat anymore, Eric, do you want to go ahead and lead us off with the ingredients?
Absolutely. One of my favorite things. So we got here, which is interesting because you say you peeked at the first ingredient.
I did. I think it was the first.
It's ketchup.
Yep.
Which
totally spoiled me because that was all I could think after I tasted it was just, it's ketchup with more vinegar.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. That is kind of like, now you say it, like that flavor profile and the sweetness notes and whatnot, like.
And that's why I was saying, like, when you're talking about it being made from all these fruits and all this shit and tomatoes, I'm like, dude, I think it's just fucking ketchup. I think it's just straight up ketchup with, some other shit, vinegar mainly, which is not bad.
No, it's pretty darn tasty for main ingredient being ketchup.
To me, that's acceptable for a restaurant that's making their own sauce, but their primary thing there is food. Now, if you're like a sauce manufacturer and you're trying to make like boutique sauces, and you're starting off with ketchup, I'm going to judge you for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a boo-boo.
But yeah, if you're a restaurant and you're just like, what the hell? Maybe we can sell some of this shit too. More power to you. Load it up on ketchup.
So yeah, it starts off with ketchup. Then we have chili sauce, cider vinegar, which I said definitely tasted that.
Called that one.
It has beer in it.
Really?
Nice.
I didn't taste that at all.
I like that.
That could explain some of the fruitiness, maybe like a hoppiness or a malt or something. I don't know.
Brown mustard, light brown sugar, tomato peel, apple peel.
There's no fucking tomato peel in there. No. He's fucking piece of shit.
It does have lemon juice, though.
Oh, okay, well.
Then Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire.
Sure. 2 syllables. Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
There you go.
Sauce.
I still, no one has corrected me to say I'm wrong about that.
No, you're saying it right.
That's how I, and it's like, I guess in England they don't say Shire, they say Shire. So I guess that's how you're supposed to say it is Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce. It was actually funny. I Googled a YouTube video.
To see if I was wrong. To call me out on it.
I wasn't saying it wrong. I figured you were right, but I wanted to see how many other people were screwing up. There was this epic video of this Italian guy trying to say it, and he was so bad. It was hilarious.
It's kind of like, have you ever seen Germans try and pronounce squirrel? They're like squirrel. But no, I think the Worcestershire thing the problem is it looks, in English, the way we read it, it looks like it should be like 4 syllables, but it's actually really just 3,
Yeah.
It's broken up into 2 parts. Worcestershire. But people always think it should be Worcestershire.
Yeah. That's how it's spelled.
Right.
Anyways, then it has some orange juice concentrate, again, amping up that fruitiness. And then it has hot sauce, soy sauce, and spices. So
it sounds like you nailed it on the fruit that I wasn't getting.
Yeah.
Extra pulp orange juice.
Probably. Contains the following allergies, which is interesting. It has fish, because apparently there's some anchovies in it, and soy.
Does it say allergies or allergens?
Allergens.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because
it causes allergies.
That's literally what I thought. Like, this will give you allergies to these things. Contains mRNA allergies. They'll modify your DNA, make you magnetic.
Oh, but we also forgot to mention this when we were doing the label. All natural and no preservatives.
Interesting.
Ketchup
I guess you could make... Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. They didn't add any preservatives, maybe, but there's got to be some in the ketchup, I would think.
Yeah.
Soy sauce, right, yeah.
I got to tell you guys a funny story about this, too. A brief little one, but I told you about the needle incident with my foot, and I tried to stuck the magnet to my foot after that, and just for kicks after that, I thought, well, I'm going to stick the magnet to my arm after I got my second vaccine. I'm like, all right, well, I'll fuck around with this and I'll stick the magnet to my arm. And it did stick for a second. And I was like, oh, fuck, they're right. And then it fell right off. And I was like, oh, okay, it was just from the sweat, or whatever. But for a second, I did panic me because I think I was holding my arm at a little bit of an angle and I stuck it. And I was like, oh, fuck, it's sticking. And it fell right off. For a second, though, I was panicked. But it did stick to my foot very solidly. That's healing up
that's
nicely
terrible.
now.
How is your foot doing? All
It does
healed
still
up?
hurt a little bit,
Yeah.
which I think is to be expected, with that level of cutting. But it looks fine, and it's definitely much less painful than when it had the shards of needle in it. So,
Did they have to put any stitches in or no?
no stitches. They said it was deep but not wide, which I guess is differentiator. So they didn't have to do any stitches.
Still sounds so painful.
Right. Word.
It wasn't fun. I wouldn't recommend it. Pick up your needles if you spill them, or if you live with people who are somewhat careless.
I know I stepped on a nail once, went through my shoe, into my foot. Went in probably like a good 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, it was pretty deep.
See, to me, that is, I have done that exact type thing before. Like I stuck a pitchfork in my leg one time.
Oh.
And that's totally fine now too. But the thing about that is that at least with something solid like that, yeah, I mean, it's not fun, obviously, but you have that adrenaline surge and you just pull it right back out and you're fine,
Oh, yeah.
And which is what I did with the needle initially, but then when you have to go back in and get the pieces removed, then, you're not in that shock anymore. So, but yeah, when that initial thing happens, it's it sucks and obviously it hurts later, but you can usually just whip it right out without any real pain. So fun stuff.
All right, cool.
Back to sauces now.
So yeah, that was kind of some interesting ingredients. Definitely,
maybe that could be my
definitely
segment, medical mysteries or something, medical drama. What is it? AP's medical. I don't know. We'll have to APMD. That's what we'll do.
Nice.
APMD. That'll be my segment. It'll be the medical stuff. But
just try not to get you, or too beat up here, Adam. We do like hanging around with you, actually.
I was thinking about that. I started a new job fairly recently, and since then I've gotten I've had 10 minor injuries, a bunch of things like that, and I've gone, I scheduled a
very short period of time.
I know, and I scheduled all my doctor's appointments roughly the same time, so I went to see the dentist recently, and the eye doctor, and my primary care physician, and all this stuff. So I'm they probably think I'm the most fragile person on the planet. I am constantly getting destroyed. So I'm okay, I gotta cool it now. I did want to kind of take a quick look at their website here. The only thing, they don't have a ton of interesting stuff on there. They don't have the sauce. Other than that, it's basically just your basic restaurant site with a menu on it. They do have a signature sandwich called the Over the Top sandwich, which appears to be brisket over the top of pulled pork on a Kaiser roll. Anything else that kind of stood out to you guys about the restaurant, Tori? Anything that you...
It was empty. That's something that I did find surprising. Yeah, and it may have been a function of the buffet style for that evening, but a lot of folks rolled up and heard what the story was. There's a buffet happening for the holiday, and they turned around and left.
Really?
Yeah, I can distinctly remember that happening maybe 2 or 3 times.
Can I ask you what the price was?
It was a little bit on the high side, but
$25 or something?
Yeah, ahead. Yeah.
Okay, that seems about right to me, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think
maybe
it
a
was
touch high, but not bad. Really.
I mean, for a 4th of July, buffet though, an all you can stack plate, not all you can eat, but all you can stack. And you get to take your leftovers home.
Yeah, one of the fellows working at the hotel made mention that Hank's was a little bit on the high side.
Oh, really? Okay, in general?
Yeah, so...
their prices on here seem pretty reasonable on the website.
This is the catering menu, though, right? You got to buy 500 of them.
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you could be right. Oh, no, I don't think so.
Oh, maybe not.
It says take home.
Yeah, lunch, okay.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on with their website. Pretty bare bones.
What's the flying pig about?
Where'd you see the flying pig?
Up back at the top.
Yeah, top right.
Right above contact us. There's the flying pig. Maybe we could get a whole pig to... that makes sense.
Oh,
the
bus.
food truck.
Food truck,
truck. Oh, that's cool. Hey, food trucks are neat.
They got
Cowboy
sandwiches.
burritos. What the heck is that?
It says a tortilla with your choice of protein, con queso cheese sauce. Kind of reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite. Get your goddamn quesadilla. Black bean salsa, pico, guacamole, cilantro, cream, lime. Oh, not lime.
Whoa.
I'm trying to read from the side of my eyes here. I just got my eyes checked yesterday, god dang it. Cilantro, cream sauce, and shredded lettuce.
Meh. That doesn't sound that great.
It sounds like, I don't know what makes it a cowboy burrito. It just seems like a burrito. To me.
Right, yeah. Sounds like the normal stuff you'd put in there.
Yeah, it sounds like a burrito. It sounds, I mean, I would eat it, but it sounds just like a burrito to me. But yeah, not a really, it says the Valley's best barbecue and southern cuisine.
The Shenandoah Valley.
Oh, I was just going to ask. I was like, what valley?
That's the valley.
There we go.
Not a whole lot
Tori
going on
with
here.
the know-how.
Yeah, right here's a map. There's Massanutten
There
Resort.
it is.
Massanutten Indoor Water Park. We should go to a water park sometime. That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be a ball.
That'd be a blast.
Take a business trip.
That place was huge.
Kahunaville.
that
What's
water
that?
park.
What's that place in Erie? Splash Lagoon.
Oh yeah, there's
That's what I
Splash
was
Lagoon, and
thinking
then there's
Pioneer.
Aqua.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
In any case, let's go ahead and get on to the ratings portion of the show. And who wants to go first? Eric, you want to go first? You ready?
Sure, I can be ready.
I'm not ready, so.
I find it interesting that they started off with ketchup, and like you said, if it's a sauce company, I guess we're gonna come a little slack for that since it's a restaurant. They're making this there on the spot. I thought it was really tasty. So, I mean, if I'm going just on how do I think I like the taste of it? And we're gonna come some slack that starts off with ketchup, and I love ketchup. I'm gonna have to give this, I think, a solid 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool, nice. Yeah, I like it too. I like vinegar. I like this. I'm still flabbergasted about that trick you pulled on me earlier, but I'm especially flabbergasted now after you mentioned ketchup was the first ingredient, because I unlike you, I didn't see that coming. Sir, I'm not going to hold it against it.
Well, did you actually see that coming?
I didn't predict it. I saw it on the label when I was inspecting the label and it jumped out at me.
But yeah, I didn't get that at all, so I'm not going to hold that against it. I'm with E, man. I'm coming in 7.5.
Okay.
I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was good. I would have it again. And if I find myself at Massanutten Resort, I would more than likely go back to the restaurant again.
Oh, and I know you did mention this, but you said there was at least 5 sauces there, and were they all like their own concoction, their own creation of sauces? So that's kind of cool too. They need to have tried something else of theirs.
Yeah, there was.
Tori.
There was the other one. The
would have been really cool.
No, I'm not saying that you need to
drive the fuck back there and get more. Get all 5 this time, you piece of shit.
The restaurant, the resort was nice. I'm not sure I'd go back.
Were the mirrors on the ceiling of this one?
No,
there weren't.
No,
that's why he's not going back.
yeah. Go back to the Poconos again.
Poconos was fun. I would go back to Poconos.
No one was smiling at breakfast at this resort.
Oh man,
bunch of grumpy gussies.
Yeah, a bunch of grass beaters.
A big sour look on their face from all the vinegar in their barbecue.
A bunch of golfers that suck.
For me with this sauce, like I said, I think the ketchup thing kind of spoiled it for me a little bit. I do think it would be kind of like, as Eric is fond of saying, a flavor enhancer for the meats. I definitely think it's kind of like functional and utilitarian in that sense, but as far as the actual flavor, I got a lot of vinegar, and it seemed like they put just enough of other things in there to tame the vinegar down, kind of unlike our little viscous vinegar experiment that we tried. They probably did a little bit wiser version of that, but I'm going to come in at 5.
Ooh.
Which sounds harsh. I did like it, but to me, like I said, it just tastes like ketchup they watered down with vinegar. I mean, I was surprised to see all the other ingredients.
Say the lemon, the orange, the apple cider vinegar.
I was very surprised to see all that in there, but honestly, Eric, I know you seem to pick up on those things that I totally missed, but honestly, I didn't get a lick of that stuff.
Wow.
I just got straight up ketchup watered down with vinegar.
Wow.
I thought it was definitely fruity. I definitely tasted that fruit note. And that's what, it took me off guard after the very first initial hit of vinegar. I was like, what is that? That was after. And it took a couple bites for me to really hone in on it. I was like, boy, it tastes like apples.
I'll give them, a plus for this sauce basically being drinkable. Like, it is something you could do a shot of.
It absolutely is.
I did drink
sure.
I drank. I poured a hefty, almost a half of our little cups they give us here,
right.
And
didn't want to let it go to waste.
I didn't want to go to waste, so I just drank it all.
I know. Delicious. Last week when we did the Belazian barbacoa, you were sitting there debating how you could get the sauce out of them so that you could save it. I'm like, Eric, there's literally like 5 milliliters of sauce in the bottom of that cup, and you're like, but it's good.
Waste not, want not, right?
Sure. I would say it's more like waste not, girls not, want to come over to your house.
That is accurate.
You want some leftover sauce? Here, try some in a little cup. You want to go out to dinner with me? I've got some stuff that's been aging.
Oh.
I actually did something this weekend that was very...
Eric's going to have a signature dish. It's going to be a Creole dish. It's going to be called Agin' Cajun.
Oh, hey, I don't know. I bet it's probably good. When you age stuff, it usually gets better, right? 12-year-old soy sauce, it's like the shit.
The bacteria makes it spicy.
That's right.
Anyways, what'd you do this week, Eric?
Over the weekend, I don't know, Tori, if you picked up or noticed, but I actually hopped on the PS4.
I did. I see you playing Tomb Raider. Yeah, I was gonna send you a message and like, oh yeah, you don't have the network, so I can't hit you up with the mic.
Do you have to pay for okay?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
one thing I forgot to add really quick. We forgot to do the Ghost Paul. You failed to remind me.
Oh, no.
I remember on my own, so he won't be angry at me.
I left your dice there for you.
I did. Thank you for that. He gave this a 1.
No, he didn't.
He gave it a 1. He gave it a 1 with a modifier of 5, which means nothing. It has to be a 6 to make it a 1.5. So it's just a straight up 1. Paul thinks this is some weak ass shit.
Wow.
He's like, anyone that starts with barbecue sauce is not getting a very good score.
Starts with ketchup. Yeah.
That would be even funnier if they started with barbecue sauce. Like we took Paul Newman's barbecue sauce and watered it down with vinegar. I don't know if there's anything preventing you from doing that. If there's nothing preventing you from doing that with ketchup, I don't see why not.
Yeah, right.
That would actually be really fucking funny.
So yeah, clearly you're not going to be able to run out to your grocery store and buy this off the shelf. This is something that's a local town favorite, which is cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate you bringing it, Tori.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of barbecue for whatever reason that weekend. A lot. So,
dude, you can't go wrong with barbecue. I love barbecue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And we have, I can think of at least 3-4 meals right off the top of my head that were barbecue.
If I had to pick like one food group to eat like every day, barbecue
Chinese.
would be high. Yeah, I would say Chinese would be. I was trying to decide between Chinese and barbecue. One of those two would be like right up there.
Wow.
Yeah, good Chinese, like good variety, and same thing like good barbecue, good variety.
That's fair.
Whew, yeah, I could pretty much eat either one of those categories every single day.
Wow.
The only thing is Chinese at least features more vegetables. I feel like you need some vegetables at some point.
So like, you could just be like have like rice and steamed vegetables and take a break from the savory and the meat sweats, as I refer to them as. Like I don't know. I can't handle all those greasy, fattening barbecue dishes. They don't sit well with me. So
yeah, you'd have to have nothing sits well with you.
Nothing sits well.
You'd have to have a nice tall big glass of milk to uncork yourself after eating all that meat.
I'd be done for. Just put a fork in me.
I do love eating I don't know if I could ever be a vegetarian. That was one thing I did a little bit in college, like not intentionally, but like sometimes I would just be like, I'd go get whatever food looked good, and then I'd be like, oh shit, I didn't eat any meat today in any form. You know what I mean? And it was just kind of like, well, this is fine, I guess. The part of the thing about that is it's hard to be like a healthy vegetarian sometimes, or especially like a vegan, because your default inclination is kind of just to like eat potato chips every day.
Yeah, exactly right.
Like, whoa, what can I have? Rice, potato chips, potatoes. You're eating a lot of starch.
Yeah, a lot of starch.
If you go to somewhere like a cafeteria, like a college cafeteria where they've got like a lot of different, like maybe they've got your halal options, maybe they've got your kosher options, whatever other Mediterranean dishes or Indian stuff, they may have a variety of other things. You can have a pretty good mix of things, get your fill of protein in a healthy way and eat vegetarian and not feel like you're missing a thing.
Yeah, I've definitely gone for like a few days stretch without eating meat. I'll make my quinoa salad with black beans in it and call that, my protein, and, breakfast is
you and the fucking quinoa
cereal, and
the ancient grains.
Lunch is as a salad, and it's pretty easy to go for.
I'm surprised that you get invited to as many parties as you do, because anytime we ask you to bring something for like a party, you're like, I'll bring the salad, I'll bring the quinoa. Who wants tabbouleh?
Yeah, I don't get invited to many parties. I don't know how I got you fooled.
You go to a party like once a week, dude. I mean, they're not like raging like college keggers or something, but you're going to like old people parties.
Old people who need their quinoa, their ancient grains.
Yeah, I guess that's why they invite you. Like, Eric will bring some fiber for us. He'll bring the chia seed, the Metamucil cocktails.
Chia.
Can you imagine making a cocktail with Metamucil? That'll be your next sauce. That'll be your next recipes. There's a nice psyllium husk or whatever it is in there.
Yep. Oh, I know Metamucil too.
Oh boy!
They tried to say that it would help my stomach. I don't think anything helps my stomach.
They tried to say it held my stomach, and I said,
yeah, pretty much.
Oh!
Metamucil. Nasty shit.
Metamuse. The juice is loose with the Metamuse.
This episode, we've been talking a lot about loose things here.
Speaking of loose things, have you guys ever had milk of magnesia? You ever had that stuff?
No.
That's the opposite, right?
No, it's supposed to be a laxative.
Run right through you.
Yeah, it's kind of like the opposite of Pepto-Bismol. It's supposed to loosen you right up. And
I think you have to take it before you have a colonoscopy, don't you?
I don't know. I've heard they give you a whole big like jug of stuff to drink. I don't know if that's what it is or not.
It's real similar to that, though, I think.
I do know it like cleans you out.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't quite gotten to that point yet.
No, we're not quite there yet.
Staying regular, thanks to the quinoa.
I am turning 30 soon there, so we're going to be one decade closer to that. I think that's 40. You're supposed to start doing that, right?
I think, or 50, something.
Yeah, I think most people put it off to the like 65. But
yeah, normally, yeah, exactly. Put off as long as possible. Amy will be turning 30 this year, too. Again.
But no, what I was going to say about that milk and magnesia shit is it doesn't really, like, it just kind of tastes like wacky milk, you know? One time I was concerned because it seemed like it had been a little while, and like days, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get some of this shit and see what this stuff's about. I drank like the whole fucking bottle and nothing happened.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was weird. But this is what I wanted to just share a little life hack with the listeners because, you know, there's lots of, and I think this is heavily based on your diet, but people are always like, oh, you can't go to Chipotle, it'll make you shit your brains out, or you can't go to Taco Bell, you'll be shitting all the next day.
Nah, it's just toxic hell. You'll just glow for
No,
decades.
but my thing is, like, people say that kind of thing all the time, which my own kind of, like, personal take on that is just that I think those people don't normally get enough fiber in their diets, and that's why it does that, but honestly, the number one thing, like, if you're ever having some intestinal distress and you need to, like, clear the tract, so to speak, my life hack secret pro gamer move is to just solidly sit down and eat half a box of Frosted Mini Wheats because that shit will fucking make you looser than a goose. I mean, it will just like kaboom, like a bazooka. I mean, you will have, I mean, you don't plan to go anywhere. Like, don't, like, make sure you take a change of pants if you're going to work or something because, I mean, it is urgent when it comes, but man, that shit will shake you loose like nothing else.
Frosted Mini Wheats, huh?
That's a dangerous game you're
That's
playing.
the key.
I mean, if you can, like, you can't eat a whole box in one sitting, obviously, even me, as a thick boy, but I can eat a box, like, throughout a 24-hour cycle, like a period, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that shit will just, woof.
Yeah, it'll run through you.
That is the nuclear option.
Wow.
But it works. It works like a fucking dream. Like nothing else on this planet will. Promise you that.
That's heavy.
Yeah, no
That
fucking Metamucil, no Xylem Husk or whatever, no colonoscopy liquid. I mean, that's what they should give you for colonoscopies because, woof.
Wow.
And I love Frosted
So
Mini
I
Wheats.
love Frosted Mini Wheats.
I love shitting.
I grew up eating those a lot. And what's those ones that the dog food one always called? The ones that like they're like look like a zero and they're like
the brand or something.
yeah, it's
like,
a brand. It's like a brand food brand. I don't know what. I forget what it's
Like
actually called.
Branios. You ever eat?
Yeah, essentially.
You ever eat Raisin Bran?
2 scoops.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
scoops.
Yeah, 2 scoops. Yeah,
Two
yeah,
scoops
yeah.
makes you poops. Yeah.
It's another good one. Yeah, I eat that all the time. Love it. So
Cool. Well, I'm glad we ended on a nice note.
yeah,
Oh, boy,
Walmart
that's really
cereal.
pleasant. Yeah.
We wrap back to breakfast, and let's just focus on that part of the conversation there.
That is a life. That is someone will get used out of that because that's way better than trying to eat milk and magnesia or something like that. And I'm like, that is the AP guarantee right there. That
Oh,
shit.
wow.
My doctor, APMD doctor here is coming through telling you that's where it's at. Nothing on this podcast constitutes medical advice. Please
That's
consult your
right.
physician
Don't
before
take it seriously.
taking anything you take as advice here. Refer to episode, whatever that was, when I said nothing here is serious. That's my disclaimer. Medical disclaimer.
Disclaimer for the whole show, really.
With all that being said, that's going to do it for us this week here for this
Smokehouse.
Smokehouse Sauces Original Barbecue, the secret to Hank's famous pork barbecue, all natural, Hank's Bar and Grill /catering.com. And with all that being said, Eric, do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to share with us?
I do have a closing thought. I would like to mention that
You got your phone out for
I
the listeners.
do.
I love it.
I have my phone out here because
You got to read a Bible first.
what?
What?
On the show here, I'm going to do a customer suggested purchase. I'm going to buy.
Shit. Oh, wait. Customer who?
A listener.
Who's a
A
customer? A listener.
I'm sorry. Did I say customer? A listener.
A listener suggested
a listener
purchase.
suggested purchase. Yes, and I'm maybe make a thing of this. By all means, let us know at softspoken@gmail.com or send a direct message to Tori on Instagram, which is
Softspoken Official.
That's right. Yep.
Are you doing this on Amazon right now?
I am doing this on Amazon. I am buying us some tangy bang sauce.
Tangy Bang.
Neat.
Here we go, and buy now.
Let me verify it.
We need copies of the receipt.
Do you want to
Boop, boop,
swipe
boop,
it?
boop, boop.
You can
Give it a
Nope,
swipe.
I verified it. Verified. Transaction complete.
Tangy
Eric spent
Bang.
real money.
Yeah.
Not even on Kickstarter.
My other favorite shopping place, Amazon. Way too much of my money. Anyway, so we will be trying that eventually. I know it's like our calendar was kind of freed up, and I know we have a whole bunch of sauces we are excited to get to, but I thought, you know what, I would mention about, a customer relayed to us that we should try this sauce. So, and I think, hopefully we can do some more of that in the future.
Very nice.
There's been one I've been really wanting to get on, and I can't find on Amazon. I can't seem to find it in any of the local grocery stores. It's a horseradish sauce, and I have like a whole bunch of horseradish sauces I've been wanting to do like a comparison on, but I want to get this one specific one that I can't find anywhere. So when I finally find that one, we can proceed on to that. But Tori, what about you? You have any closing thoughts for us this week?
I do have a couple of closing thoughts here, and it relates back to a young man that you made mention before. You may or may not remember. Hank Williams.
Ah, okay.
Another famous Hank. And so there was a song you may or may not know by Waylon Jennings, and he makes mention of our friend Hank, and Waylon asks the question, are you sure Hank did it this way? Ask yourself that question. Do it your way. There ain't no way like your way. Pave the trail, or blaze that trail, and get out there and do it, because we know you can, and we're proud as hell of you. We love to have you here. Thanks for listening.
I won't do my Frank Sinatra impression for you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Wow, yeah. A lot of musical references going into that.
A lot of music. I'm sure the listeners are not a fan of hearing me sing, so I won't even attempt to do Frank Sinatra. I can't do that one even remotely the grace it deserves. Cool. Well, I think that's going to go ahead and do it for us this week. And with all that being said, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Oh, bad news is we're at the end of the show here, but hey, the good news is that we have several other episodes that keep you entertained. And while you're at it, send us an email, saucespoken@gmail.com. If you've had enough of listening to us and like to see us, you can do that too. You can stop over on our Instagram page. It's Sauce Spoken Official. If you wish to get down into the nitty-gritty, we welcome you to do so, and you could probably do that on the website. That's going to be saucespoken.wordpress.com. We have some show notes there. We keep track of the various ratings we give them over the episodes there, so if you wish to dig into the details, that's a great place to do it. In the event some unthinkable calamity, your favorite listening provider is not available, you can fire us up on YouTube. And of course, we'll be out here rattling our empty mayonnaise and mustard jars. If you'd like to donate to us, you certainly can. We are at PayPal, at Sauce Spoken. We'll give you a little jingle jangle, maybe a wink and a smile on your way out. Keep in mind, we have stickers available for you. Slap them any which where you like, but they're available to you. If you'd like one, let us know. We'd be happy to send you one. And finally, we have a proprietary cryptocurrency out here. It's what's called Sauce Stoken. We have some details on it on the website. As we close here today, of course, we're going to ask you, please share us with a family member, share us with a friend. Hey, if you're enjoying it, I'm certain they would too. If you could, follow us, give us a rating or a review on that listening platform of your choice. Thank you for listening, and this is Sauce Spoken.
I thought you were sniffing your armpit for a sec there.